Kent DeSormo has got to break well on Big Brown. Look for Ibar Cole on Elysium Fields to ease back about 4 or 5 lengths off the lead.
Inside, outside. That's what you watch leading the
bookends.
There he is, Big Brown. And let's meet the track announcer who is going to call this critical Kentucky Derby prep. Larry Colmus will have the call. The 57th running of the $1 million Florida Derby. Hello, Larry.
Big Brown getting set to go into the starting gate here. The horses are loaded, just about ready for the start of the 57th running of the Grade 1 Florida Derby. Big Brown at 3-2 on the tote board. Just balked a little bit, but they've got him in line. Closing up the gate. We're set for the start. They're off in the Florida Derby. And Fierce Wind fires fast from the inside. Smooth Air is right alongside, and Big Brown's going to be wide into that turn, but he's up with the pace setters, and Nisley's Crunch is up there too. So it's Big Brown, Nisley's Crunch in a tight spot there, and Fierce Wind down on the inside. Face the Cat is in fourth. He's racing 2.5 lengths off the lead. Elysium Fields is fifth early. He's just outside of them. And then to the inside comes Smooth Air. Hey Burn is racing about 7 off the lead. Right to the inside comes Tara. Break of another 2 to Cool Gator. Then BB Frank to the outside. Majestic Warrior and the Peruvian Tom Cito is last. A fast pace here. 22-3 the first quarter, and Big Brown has made the lead. Big Brown and Kent DeSormo in front by a length. Nisley's Crunch, his closest pursuer, second. And then it's Face the Cat in third. Elysium Fields is fourth on the outside. He's 5 lengths off the lead. Smooth Air just went by Fierce Wind. He's under a ride after a 45 4.5 mile. And then it's a length and a half back to Hey Burn looking to get going. Tara is next. Cool Gator to the outside. Majestic Warrior's got work to do. Tom Cito and BB Frank. Around the far turn, 3/4 and 110 flat. And Big Brown has a 2.5 length lead here over Nisley's Crunch. Then Smooth Air. Hey Burn is fourth. He's down on the inside as they come to the top of the stretch in the Florida Derby. And Kent DeSormo and Big Brown have the lead. They're in front by 4 lengths at the 8th pole. And they're widening here from Smooth Air, who's been left behind. And Big Brown has done it. Big Brown undefeated on his way to Louisville as he wins the Florida Derby. Smooth Air was second, Tom Cito was third, and then came Hey Burn in fourth. The final time, 1 minute 48.16 seconds.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby. Cole Coleman breaking alertly from that inside post. Bob Blackjack has some good early speed as well. Big Brown is there on the far outside. 8 bells forwardly placed. And here's that stampede bias for the first time. And Bob Blackjack has taken the early lead. Recapture the Glory is there on the outside. Cowboy Gal is third. Big Brown on the far outside is fourth. Then it's Cool Coleman, fifth toward the inside. See Fortune up close early, running along in 6th position. Gallego 7th on the outside. Tail of a Conti is 8th on the rail. Monbo 9th on the far outside. Big Truck is running in 10th. Court Vision is 11th. Sea Humor is 12th. Adriano is 13th. Anak Nakal is 14th. And then it's Smooth Air, 15th on the far outside. Colonel John is 16th early on. Pyro is 17th. Then a break of another 3.5. Back to Visionaire. And Dennis of Cork is the last of 20. 47 seconds flat for the opening half mile in this Derby by Bob Blackjack. On the outside, Cowboy Cal pressing this strong pace here. 47 for the opening half mile with a half mile to go. Then farther back in the field, Recapture the Glory, third on the outside. And the Phillies right there and with the fighting chance. 8 bells, she's fourth. And there goes Big Brown. Big Brown on the far outside. He's catapulting past horses. One by one now. He was fifth just a moment ago. And now he's second as they come toward the top of the stretch. Tail of a Copy is also right there. And then Colonel John comes on the scene late as the field turns for home at the top of the stretch. And it is Big Brown who rolls open now to a 3-length lead. 8 bells is second. Recapture the Glory is third. Tail of a Copy is fourth. And the final furlong of the Kentucky Derby. And it's going to be Big Brown bounding home to a convincing win in the Run for the Roses. It is Big Brown by 5 on the wire. The filly 8 bells was second. Dennis of was fourth. There's the Derby winner.
And for the call of the 133rd Preakness Stakes, let's go to Tom Durkin.
And there he is, the story. Big Brown, 1-5 as he takes his position in starting gate number 7. And on the outside, it's Hayburn, ready for the start of the 133rd Preakness Stakes. And they're off. And Big Brown got off to a good start. So did Macho again down toward the inside. Big Brown forwardly placed. Macho again is there. On the far outside, here's Riley Tucker. And Riley Tucker's going to be the early leader. Hayburn with some early speed today. And Gallego, he's way out there. Big Brown has been guided to the rail. He's running along in 4th now. Then Steeble 5th. Giant Moon 6th on the outside. Macho again broke well, but he's now back running in 7th. Kentucky Bear is 8th on the outside. Race Car Rhapsody is 9th toward the rail. And then it's Ichabod Crane, 10th down toward the inside, followed by Yankee Bravo. And the last of them all is Trace Barachos. This is a very unusual spot for him. He's usually in front at this point. The opening quarter goes 23 2/5 seconds as they whip around that first turn here at Pimlico and move down the backstretch. The half was a sensible 46 4. And so it's Gallego. Gallego on top. Riley Tucker runs along in 2nd. And Big Brown, he's just loping along now. 3rd as they approach that half-mile pole. Hayburn runs along now in 4th. And down toward the inside, Steeble is 5th. Room at the rail for Kentucky Bear, and he moves now. A decisive move for Kentucky Bear going into the far turn. And Giant Moon, around the far turn they go. 3/4 up in 1, 10 2. And Big Brown looms on the outside as they round the far turn. Riley Tucker has come away with a narrow lead. Gallego fights on. Big Brown right there on the outside. Just in behind them, Kentucky Bear. Down toward the inside, Race Car Rhapsody and Hayburn. And they turn for home in the Preakness. And Big Brown has seized the lead. And he is pulling away. Big Brown's doing it again. He is disappearing from the field. He's in front by 5. And then it's Race Car Rhapsody. And on the outside, Macho again. And just cruising out of the line. Kent DeSorbo looked in the rearview mirror. Nobody was there. He waltzes home to win the Preakness. No one's ever been close to Big Brown. Macho again finished incisive. Triple Crown.
And maybe not too elusive for him because this was the easiest.
They've been waiting for, and Big Brown wears that number 1, and everything comes full circle. The same number he wore for his career debut at Saratoga.
Based on what Big Brown has done so far, obviously he's the Kobe Bryant of this field, but before he can be considered an all-time great, he'll have to seal the deal in about 15 minutes. As usual, he looks great.
The surprise starter in the bunch is number 2, Guadalcanal, a maiden. Horse language for a horse yet to win a race.
In his last start, he lost by a nose at 1.5 miles at Churchill Downs. That's why he's here. A maiden ran 3rd in the Belmont, though, as recently as 2005.
We showed you Macho again earlier. Very good-looking gray, and Garrett Gomez gets the mount.
The West Point Thoroughbred Partnership includes 16 owners. All but one are here today to watch him. He was second to Big Brown at 39 1 in the Preakness. His trainer Dallas Stewart was an assistant to Wayne Lucas for 2 of Lucas's Belmont Stakes winners.
Number 4, Dennis of Cork, named for an Irish Catholic priest, and trainer David Carroll said, we're either going to make history or we're going to witness it.
And there's Robbie Alvarado, the Irishman. Carroll said Dennis of Cork's 3rd in the Derby knocked him out for a spell, but that he's bounced back strongly and he's ready for a big race.
The first of Nick Zito's 2 horses, number 6, Datara, and this colt has already faced Big Brown this year, 23.5 lengths behind him in the Florida Derby.
This time, Zito has been quoted as saying Datara is going to the early lead with the 21-year-old Garcia, who's riding in the Belmont for the very first time, owned by Bob LaPenta.
Hot horse here. People like him. Number 7, Tail of the Cotty.
Named for his sire, Tail of the Cat, and Canada's Ikati Diamond Mine, discovered by his owner, the legendary diamond prospector, Chuck Fipke. 4th in the Kentucky Derby, Avar Koa.
Zito also has a Naknakal, and that translates in Indonesian as a troublesome, mischievous child. So parents at home, if you pick by names, surely here's an option.
And an omen, the Naknakal sire, Victory Gallop, the horse that defeated Real Quiet by a nose here in '98, and perhaps the most dramatic Belmont Stakes finish ever.
And remember last year, jockey Johnny Velasquez on Rags to Riches, now the mount on Reddy's Echo.
This horse is less experienced than Big Brown, just 4 starts, and here's something to watch. Reddy's Echo gets away from the gate slowly, drops far behind, but he has a powerful stretch kick.
And rounding out the field of 9 with the scratch at Casino Drive is Ichabod Crane. It is Ichabod Crane, by the way. That's how they spell it.
Jockey Jeremy Rose won the Belmont in 05 on a Fleet Alex. Rides in the silks of owner Earl Mack, the former U.S. ambassador to Finland. And the Preakness Ichabod Crane rallied from last to finish third.
Wants to be.
He's grabbing the reins, and when this Triple Crown quest started, Big Brown was the last to load at the Derby. Remember that? Now here he is, the first to go in at the Belmont and get a little help. And you know, greatness, it doesn't come upon us often. Perfection even more rare. Yet here we are, one moment in time, one chance for that ultimate prize. One beautiful and brilliant unbeaten athlete, and he stands at the crossroads of history and excellence. And for the call, here's Tom Durkin.
As the final horses make their way into the starting gate, Big Brown stands composed in post position number 1, ready for his date with Triple Crown destiny, whatever it may hold for him. Anak Nakal moves into post position number 8. Ready Zeko moves into post position. Outside him, and the final of them all will be Ichabod Crane. All standing beautifully in the starting gate, ready for the 140th Belmont Stakes. And they're off in a 30-year quest for the Triple Crown, and Doterra, wasting no time, is racing to the front, and Kent DeSormo is going to keep Big Brown not far behind as they move into the clubhouse turn. Tale of Akati has some early speed today. He's right up on the lead now, running in third position. Anak Nakal is surprisingly close. He's now fourth. And Kent DeSormo now trying to guide his horse off the rail and out of harm's way. He's third, just a bit off the rail now. And it's 2 lengths back. Anak Nakal runs along in fourth position. He's taken to an inviting opening on the inside. A break of 5 lengths back to Macho again, who now runs in fifth. Dennis of Cork is sixth, about 10 lengths from the lead, followed by the maiden Guadalcanal. Ready Zeko lingering at the back of the pack early on. Ichabod Crane trails the field as they make their way around that vast clubhouse turn here at Belmont Park. It's Doterra leading. Tale of Akaki is second, and on the outside, Big Brown. Big Brown is third after an opening half mile in a sensible 48 1/5 seconds. So Kent DeSormo waits. He waits with Big Brown on the outside third. Anak Nakal just in behind him, and then it's a big chasm about 8 lengths back to Dennis of Cork, who runs along a distant fifth. They're midway down the backstretch run. The leader is still Doterra. Tale of Ataki right there second. DeSormo waits. DeSormo waits in third with Big Brown on the outside. 3/4 in 1:12 4/5 seconds. 5 furlongs to go in the 140th Belmont. Anak Nakal remains in fourth position. A break of 5 lengths. Macho again moves into fifth. Ichabod Crane is launching a bit from sixth. Around the far turn, a half mile to go in the Belmont. The leader is still Doterra. Doterra's opening up on the field now. He's opened up a 3-length lead. Tale of Akati is second. Big Brown is third. Kent DeSormo's asking him, but he's still third. 3 furlongs to go. And in the meantime, it's Doterra who's opening up, and Big Brown is plummeting as the field turns for home in the Belmont Stakes. Doterra's opened up a 5-length lead, and Big Brown has been eased at the top of the stretch. They're coming into the final furlong. Doterra is the leader by 5 lengths here. Dennis of Cork trying to reel him in with 1 furlong to go, and Doterra ducks out. Now he ducks in, desperate for the final 16th of a mile, but he's going to do it here. Here's a shocking wire-to-wire win in the Belmont Stakes at 38 to 1. It is Doterra. He wins by 4 lengths. The Triple Crown will remain vacant once again. Dennis of Cork finishing second, close to third, and very unfortunate, desultory. Big Brown has the ease in the stakes.
We will get to Doterra's huge monumental upset, but first let's focus in on Big Brown. Eased up right near us here, Jerry, at about the 8th pole from in. Did you see anything?
No, he did get bounced around a little bit going into the first turn. He was a little rank. He threw his head up for Kent DeSormo, trying to fight him just a little bit, but Kent quickly got him out into the clear by the time he turned down the backside, and he was actually losing ground when he went to the far turn. You could see Kent asking him for a little bit more, and Big Brown wasn't responding. He didn't appear to be visibly in distress as far as lameness when he went by here.
If Kent had sensed that anything was physically wrong, he wouldn't have allowed Big Brown to gallop out from the quarter pole where he eased him all the way to the wire. He would have
no doubt about that.
Big Brown was actually a little rank early in the race. For one of the first times that I've seen, he just appeared to be a little out of sorts, Jerry.
You can see him right there. Kent DeSormo, Big Brown, throw his head up just a little bit, fighting Kent DeSormo, something he normally doesn't do. He's a very relaxed horse. But quickly, Kent moves him out around number 7, Tail of Acadi, into the clear, and that's about it for that instance.
You know, this is obviously going to open up all the discussion about the quarter crack in the
crowd to Big Brown. The post parade for the Haskell brought to you by OCD Pellets. We start with the 1, Magical Forest.
There is the 2 horse here, is Cool Cold Man. This is the horse that I think is, along with obviously with Coldplay, is going to vie for the lead. There's the 3, Alazzo. This horse has won 2 of his first 4. His last 2 starts haven't been great. Kent DeSormo has ridden him in his last 3, and there is Big Brown. And I tell you what, for all the doubts we've had when they put the tack on this horse and he came through the tunnel, he really just he looked like a prize fighter walking in the ring. There is the 5 horse, Nistle's Crunch. Elvis Trujillo will be aboard this horse for the first time. He's won 3 of 10. The Coldplay, I'd have to say, is the horse, the 6th horse that looked maybe best on the track other than the big horse. Atoned for Todd Pletcher. Todd has won the last 2 runnings of this race, and is 7 Atoned. He looks like a horse who maybe is improving, but he puts the blinkers on for the first time today, and I look back there at Big Brown, and the cheer he got coming onto the track was something that brings the tear to the eye.
Well, Rick, as the horses are approaching the gate and you saw him warming up out here, you have to be pleased with the way he's acting.
And Haskell history, will Big Brown be the horse that we expected before the Belmont, one of the greats of all time? Or will there be another shocking upset in his career? Larry Colmus with the call of the Haskell.
They're off in the Haskell, and Big Brown broke like a rocket. He goes right out to the front, and there goes Coldplay, and Joe Bravo sends Coldplay after Big Brown early, and Coldplay will take the lead, and Kent DeSormo will yield that lead with Big Brown. He sits second early, and Atoned is right next to him as they move for the clubhouse turn, a length and a half off the lead. Then Magical Forest, followed by Nistle's Crunch. It's 2 lengths back, and Cool Coleman is second last early. The trailer is Alazzo. The first quarter was 23 seconds flat, and it's Coldplay in front. Kent DeSormo guides Big Brown outside of Coldplay as they head to the backstretch. He's in a perfect sitting second spot here, a length off the lead. Atoned goes up on the outside. Then Nistle's Crunch and Magical Forest. Cool Coleman is sitting about 5 lengths off of his stablemate, Coldplay, who continues to set the pace. And now he's clear a length and a half from Big Brown. Alazzo is the trailer, and a 46 2/2 mile as they pass the half-mile pole. And Coldplay continues to lead the way with Big Brown sitting second as they move into the far turn. He's still going well in hand, and then Cool Coleman, who's up in third. It's 2 lengths back to Nistle's Crunch, who's fourth as they round the far turn. It's still Coldplay, and now Kent DeSormo is asking Big Brown to go, but Coldplay is still there as they turn for home. Big Brown under a full out drive at the top of the stretch. Cool Coleman is third, and they're into the stretch, and Coldplay is trying to pull off the upset. Big Brown is bearing down on the outside. Coldplay in front. Big Brown down the center of the track, coming with every stride and coming to win the Haskell. Big Brown is back. He beats Coldplay, and then it was Cool Coleman. And fourth under the wire was Alazzo. The final time, 1 minute 48 and 1/5 seconds. It's Big Brown in the Haskell.
Rick Dutrow celebrate once again. Big Brown is back in the winner's circle, this time in the Grade 1 Haskell.
Well, we all got a little nervous, I think, turning for home. And I would say, Chris, we still, I don't think he's...
They're off in the Monmouth Stakes, and to a perfect start. Big Brown came out very well, and Get Serious on the outside is going to go right with him, and Big Brown right to the front here as they leave the chute and go on to the main turf course. Get Serious on the outside is second, and these two have moved away from their opposition. They're 6 lengths ahead of Kiss the Kid. And then it's Forget About It, Sal Proudinsky to the inside, Hot Stuff and then some in Silver Tree, 3 to Shakis and 5 to Nightscape. a 23 2/4, and Big Brown moves into the clubhouse turn, opening up now to a 2.5 length lead. Get Serious went wide there, and he's going to sit off of Big Brown, who's got the lead to himself as they go to the backstretch. It's 6 lengths back, and then comes Kiss the Kid, Prowdinsky, and Forget About It, Sal. 2 to Silver Tree, followed by Hot Stuff and then some in Chuck Heese, and far back is Nightscape. 46 4 1/2, and Big Brown moves up the Monmouth Park backstretch with a 2-length lead here. Get Serious is second, Prowdinsky is third. And then on the inside, it's Kiss the Kid. Forget About It, Sal is next. Silver Tree's got 4 to make up. Then Hot Stuff and then some. 6 lengths for Chuck Heese to gain as they go into the far turn. And Big Brown ran 3/4 in 1:11 1. And he leads the Monmouth Stakes field round the far turn. Get Serious clings to him in second. Now Chuck Heese is circling up on the far outside. Prowdinsky is down at the rail, and Silver Tree, and they're into the stretch. And Big Brown to catch. Prowdinsky on the outside alongside. And then comes Silver Tree and Chuck Heese. Big Brown digs back for all he's got here. Prowdinsky cannot get by him, and Big Brown wins. He's won the Monmouth Stakes. He was great on the green. Prowdinsky was second. Chuck Heese was third. And Silver